My guy, Chris Broussard, huge night of NBA stuff and a couple of massive games. Okay, it would be very easy, my friend, to just go after Westbrook. I am not. Forget the fact that in the fourth, he was 0 for 7, 3 turnovers, couldn't hit a 3, and didn't have a point.
But you're not going to go after
There is no reason to even mention that. Here's what I'm going to mention, and you know this. Paul George, in the freeway of life, had a lot of exits to take. Join LeBron. Join the Lakers. Live in L.A. He chose this team. He knew what Westbrook was. He knew what Billy Donovan was. He knew he would be heavily relied on because they don't have shooters. This is on Paul George. Okay, this is like when people bang on Odell Beckham, I'm like, timeout. Odell Beckham pre-contract, Odell Beckham post-contract, That's the same guy. If you want to make him rich, we can bang on Westbrook here. Paul George knew exactly what he was getting into, and he chose Applebee's, OKC, Westbrook, Billy Donovan.
I agree. Look, whatever he wanted to do to make him happy personally, fine. But from a basketball standpoint, from the outside looking in, there's no question he made a mistake.
Yes!
Now, I'll say this, Colin. I get it, and I actually respect it when a guy says, you know what? I want my own team. I want to be the man. I think I can lead a team to a championship.
Okay.
Russell Westbrook's done that. Allen Iverson used to say, I want to stay in Philly.
Okay, I get
if
that.
I don't win it, fine. But he's not the best player.
Thank you.
That's the thing. You're not the best player in OKC.
You weren't going to be the best player in OKC or LA.
Right.
And you chose the guy that's harder to play with.
You didn't. It's not like you're playing with Jason Kidd and you're like, hey, he just sets me up all the time. He makes me the top scorer. No, LeBron is more Jason Kidd than Westbrook is. You would have been the number 2, and guess what? You are a number 2. That's what you're built for. You're not. We saw you as a number 1 for a couple years in Indiana.
You're not.
And you guys got beat in the first round. You were a 7th, 8th seed. Okay? I don't get it. I mean, the city you're from, one of the best cities in the country, you would have been playing for championships. They would be playing for a championship. I don't think they'd be better than Golden State, but they'd be right there with a chance to win a championship. And he would have been the number 2 to LeBron. Like, he made a mistake.
Nope.
Listen,
and the freeway in life gives you all sorts of exits. And that's why when people complain about their lot in life, I'm like, once you get about 30 years old, parents are not a factor. You're making your own choices.
Oh, yeah. No question.
This guy and he knew exactly what he signed up for. All right, let's talk about this. Is that I don't recall, neither one of us thought Lonzo would be a bust. We didn't. We both thought there was something there because size, vision. I mean, UCLA basketball, he left. It wasn't the same program. I mean, it was boring. Wow, boring. Okay, so the guy can play. But I got to tell you, when you can come into a league and have 2 issues and you appear to solve both in 6 months, Lonzo's the future at point guard on this team, right?
He should be the future and the present. Like, Rondo can be back Saturday against San Antonio. Lonzo should be the starter from now on. Now, if he starts struggling again and falters and he can't hit shots and all that, fine, you can go with Rondo. But right now, Lonzo Ball and Josh Hart should be the starting backcourt for the Lakers. Thank you. Okay? And here's the thing. You're right. Give Lonzo, a ton of credit for his hard work. But check this out. If you're, and I'm saying it like, if you're the top broadcaster, you're the top person in sports radio.
Yeah.
And there's a young guy, fresh out of college, and he's got his own show, and you take him under your wing. And you tell him, man, look, you can be great. I see everything, and you got everything you need. Just keep working hard. You can be where I'm at. You can be great. That's how much confidence would that give that young kid?
A ton.
That's what LeBron has done with Lonzo Ball. Like, it's beyond just the hard work that he put in offseason. It is the best player in the world, the guy who was your idol growing up, coming and telling you, you got the goods, man. I believe in you. It's one thing for his dad to do it. That's his dad. And you've been hearing that your whole life, right? And he's over the top. LeBron's not telling him stuff over the top. He's telling him what he sees in him, and that confidence, that's why I think Lonzo's confident to take the big shot. LeBron's not going to tell him, jump on him for shooting, tell him not to shoot. He's going to tell him, keep shooting. You can do it. That's why Lonzo's going to the hole a lot stronger.
Yes.
In addition to he's bulked up. So I think that's a big factor.
By the way, there is, I am a believer in be aggressive. Aggressive people, I don't know if you can analytics show this, but if you look at the Warriors, they were good and aggressively recruited a great player. The Rockets were good. They aggressively recruited a great player. The Astros were good, and they went and got Verlander.
Yep.
And the Dodgers were good. They didn't need Machado, and they said, we're going to get Machado. I believe aggressive teams create momentum, and what happens is, even if you work for this company and we sign somebody else that's good, everybody drives to work the next day. They got a little more jump in their step. So the Rockets are like, we're going to go give away a bunch of picks for Jimmy Butler, and I got to tell you something. I love this. If you look at Chris Paul's injury history, you may have a 2-year window here.
Right.
I love what Houston's just saying. Listen, we can sit here and keep patting ourselves on the back for how well we played Golden State. Jimmy Butler to Houston.
I agree. 4 picks. Look, the last time this happened, it was the Brooklyn Nets. They got Kevin Garnett and Paul Pierce, and they're still paying for it. All right. So I get all that, but I'm with you. I would do it. First of all, those picks aren't likely to be very good. They're going to be low in the first round. Jimmy Butler. Now, everybody needs to know you're not giving up 4 picks unless there's an agreement in place that, look, we're going to offer you this max deal. You're staying here long term.
No, Jimmy's staying
for the next
there.
4 years.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
So I still think both teams at their best, Golden State is still the best team in the league.
But
Houston gets closer, and everybody thinks Golden State's breaking up after this year. And so this isn't just about this year. It is this year, but it's also if Durant leaves, we're the team to beat now.
No question.
Right? And one thing I'll give Daryl Morey credit for, we know he's the face of analytics in the NBA.
Yeah.
But he makes a lot of moves that aren't analytically sound.
Okay, so I had
basketball sound.
Oh, so I had lunch with him Saturday, and I said that. I said, Daryl, one of the things I respect about you embrace analytics, but you love like manalytics.
Right.
And he said, he goes, listen, even Bill James, the baseball historian, doesn't like all the analytics. You can't be glued to when I'm watching the Dodgers sit their home run hitters. Dude, it's a World Series.
You've been living off the home run all year.
Oh, yeah.
Now you're going to sit your top 4 home run hitters?
You can't stare at a binder during games. Like when you get to October, John Smoltz says this, ball in play, some guys get tight. Put the ball in play.
And analytics doesn't measure that. Colin, just quickly on the Dodgers, if a manager did this 10 or 15 years ago, his sanity would be questioned. I mean, really. His sanity would, and I'm not even joking.
No, I know.
You would be like, you're sitting your 4 leading home run hitters?
Yeah,
what?
Yeah, I'm gonna take Paul O'Neill, Jeter. Right. You know, they don't analytically work, and you'd be like, oh, we have to fire our crazy manager Joe Torre.
What in the world?
Finally, can I just say this? A lot of pro athletes retire, and they're kind of pathetic, and they do commercials to make money. Kobe looks good in retirement, man.
I got to admit, this is one of the smoothest, most impressive retirements I've ever seen
in my life.
No
he
question.
He looks so royal.
Right.
Does he not?
No question. And you can see, like, he didn't go there last night to be like, hey, I'm Kobe, I'm back.
No.
Give me all this praise. He can do with it or without it. He is comfortable in his own skin. He's obviously thriving in, the business world, and he got an Oscar for his, Dear Basketball. There are a lot of ex-superstar athletes that need that spotlight. They're dying to have it, and they show up everywhere.
Yeah.
That's not Kobe Bryant. What he's doing when he's talked with the media, he's just willing to talk, but look, we knew he was intelligent. And remember, when we first saw Kobe, he was 17. And we saw all the growth, the mistakes, the flaws.
He was a kid.
Just like any 17-year-old and 21 and 25-year-old has. His was just in a fishbowl. He's really matured. And I agree with you.
I think he looks so big.
Question.
He looks so – and, another guy that I think will do this is D. Wade. D. Wade will move out and just be a grown-up. And you'll be like – He'll come to the games with his kids. He'll support Pat Riley. That's why when D-Wade left, I was so bummed out. I'm like, come on, dude. D-Wade, you're one of the smart guys.
Right.
You're like one of the guys that we are all like, don't be petty with this crap. Come back. Love your team. Yep. All right, Chris Broussard, great stuff. By the way, Odd Couple, Chris and Rob Parker, weekdays, 7 to 10 Eastern on Fox Sports Radio, iHeartRadio. Love seeing you, man. Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.